me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god.
Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a god.
Hello, folks. Richard Moore, USAGSA. I'm going to get on a call here in just a second with Rebecca Baumgardner, a YouTuber that was wrongfully convicted for exposing corrupt law enforcement and given 24 mandatory years in Mississippi State Penitentiary. And we're going to get Rebecca on here, and she's going to give us an update. We're going to talk about some things that really need to be talked about, folks. I'll guarantee you, you'll be glad you took a few minutes and familiarize yourself with what we're talking about, because it's not just here in the dirty South. It's coast to coast, ladies and gentlemen, and it's real. So hold on for Rebecca. All right, Rebecca, tell us what's going on.
Okay, so this is what's going on. Right now I'm going to just say what I believe that God has revealed to me. And I'm going to start out by quoting a verse from the Bible. It's Proverbs 21:1, and it says, "The king's heart is in the Lord's hand, and he turns it like rivers of water whichever way he will." Okay, having said that, my appeal has been being reviewed by the Court of Appeals of Mississippi since May the 6th. Okay, so we're about little over 2 months in now, and we're expecting a decision any time. They make decisions every Tuesday, and like I said about the king's heart being in the Lord's hands, I know that they are going to deliver a favorable decision, which I expect them to reverse and render all three of my convictions, which are false convictions.
Yeah, right, absolutely.
False charges. Okay, done by the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office in conjunction with a CI named Tanya Blanton. Jeff Emerson is the agent that charged me falsely. And
Sydney
they
Anderson.
also utilized Sydney Anderson on Facebook, yes. And Deanna Gaddis, who was the drug dealer in the case, who perjured herself as well during my trial. And her husband, Richard Gaddis, who was subpoenaed and did not show up for court. Okay. I also need to say
because he was threatened not to.
Yeah, that's right, because he was told not to.
By the cop. Go ahead.
By the police, I'm sure by the DA too, as well. The DAs are Ben Rush and Scott Colomb, and they knew very well that they were prosecuting a person who was innocent.
And so did your attorney.
Very well.
And the whole makeup of everybody involved in this deal were in on the deal.
But that's okay, because I'm giving God all the glory for this, and I just want to say that because my God, my King, is going to fix all this. He's going to reverse all this. He's going to break the rod of his anger. And in case y'all don't know what I'm talking about, and I know that my enemies are watching this right now, y'all need to go read that Bible and see what happens to the Assyrian rod after God is done using it for his purposes, which y'all were the rod of Assyria. Okay, God used y'all because he loves me, and he allowed this to happen to me to be put in prison so that I could sit down and learn about God, y'all.
Well, you know, God says that all things work together for the good for those that love God. And
Right.
all things, not some things or, you know, what have you,
All things.
but all things. And I did
He hates a lying tongue, a false witness.
absolutely.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
we are dealing with the instrument of Satan himself with this community-oriented targeting every community, every city, every state in America, and it is they have they don't have a moral compass. They have moral relevancy. In other words, if everybody else saying it's right, then that means it's right, and so that could be made possible. That's fake churches. And it's this approach of everybody doing their part to have a safer homeland, blah, blah, blah. And so we can go ahead and they don't have any problems with manufacturing a crime and arresting, trying and convicting and making everything look like they got their chance in court.
Anybody that does not agree with them Yes,
well, they still haven't got their chance in court, and they had due process. They was found guilty. Well, so did Donald Trump. They come to find out all that's bogus. Imagine that. But that is, but those people involved in this phony and these fake charges stuff, why aren't they in prison? And this is what these people will fight to the bitter death is that day of reckoning, and it's coming.
Right.
It's coming in, and now, and it's coming for eternity. I just did a video the other day, Rebecca, about the truth tellers, the people that exercise their constitutionally protected speech, like you and like myself and many others. And you don't see many real numbers showing where these people are incarcerated for exercising their free speech. Well, because we got the Constitution stuff, and that's not palatable. So what they do is they'll manufacture a crime, and they'll get them through either through their DHS or CPS and a false drug charge, something. They'll destroy their reputation, and they end up and they destroy them. They're unemployable. They're living from couch to couch, sleeping in their car, and that number is in excess of 50,000 annually in the United States, and that's out of 8 million Americans it's targeted. 50,000 of those are people that were silenced because.
And by the way, I'm still waiting on my dossier that the CIA created on me, aren't you, Richard?
Yeah, good luck with that. That's the thing is you've got these people on the ground level that needed validated. They had nothing going on in their life. They still don't. They're miserable people, but somehow they feel this sense of community and all these fake things that they built around them as they willfully participate in stupid ass games to destroy other Americans. And then, of course, they're crazy, they're on dope, whatever their narrative is, they put in there, well, you don't know the whole story. They would do blah, 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 and people go along with it. Like the sheriff there in Lowndes County, Crooked Eddie. I mean, how many people he got to murder before, people say, you know what, we've had enough of this. Apparently they hadn't.
Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up. So I wanted to also mention, Richard, I know you're familiar with this, there has been at least 10 people dead of fentanyl poison inside the maximum security jail of Lowndes County, Mississippi. There has been at least 10 fentanyl deaths within the last 3 to 5 years. Okay,
I've covered some of those deaths. I know it was that many, and then what they're doing is it's a mass security jail. I figured it out. I believe they are cracking. They're slipping out in the middle of the night and a tunnel. And it tunnels all the way to Walmart. They get it right there in that parking lot. Now, if they ain't doing that, then how are they getting the fentanyl?
Exactly.
Police, maybe it's just police. The same people that want to stop the drugs are the same people that feeding it to them. Because God forbid crime stop, there'd be a lot of people have a job. And Walmart don't need that many door greeters. So I don't know what they gonna do.
Are they still investigating the death of Miss Sarah Jackson? Remember?
Oh, hell no. They didn't investigate that. They wasn't investigating. They never investigated that. That's the talking point. When a cop kills a citizen, which is business as usual, MBI investigates. That's protocol. And so goes the rest of the story. Nothing ever happens. The cop never goes to jail. The Attorney General, Lynn Fitch, and that lame, limp-wristed panty waist, Sean Tyndall, are going to make damn sure that these cops can do what they want to do to who they want to do when they want to do it. Because it's their dumbass criminality that keeps the system flooded with poor souls that are having a fight, lawyers and bondsmen and everything, destroying families, not just here in Mississippi, but across the nation.
That's why I thank God that He's bigger than them. He he is in control. They think they're in control, but they are
No,
not.
no.
The Lord orders the steps of everybody. Whatever y'all think y'all are doing, you are being used. You're either being used by God or you're being used by Satan.
And you know, it's and while you're there, Rebecca, just know I've been where you are, not in a women's prison, but it was close. But it's 10 years, 10 calendar years. This reason I do what I do is somebody that's been framed up and subjected to everything under the sun to destroy an individual. And God said, hey, I'm ready for you now. So, and that's what happens when you end up in all these things. And folks that's listening, your life is gone to waste or gone to seed. I'm telling you. And the devil told you you're finished and you're in the dumpster. Remember, God is a dumpster diver, okay? And he is just tickled to death, like any dumpster diver. And I'm going to tell you, and he'll take all that stuff and work it for the good. There's people right now, families, that have a loved one that's incarcerated and they can't deal with it.
Your hope's gone and you feel like it ain't never going to turn around, but
and there's like you know that per capita the United States have more incarcerated and citizens per capita than any country in the world, more than North Korea, more than China, more than Russia,
the freest country in the world.
And it is for some people that are getting a free pass, but in order to feed this monster, this machine, these crimes will continue. Crime is not going to stop. It sounds good. It's a good something to get elected for. We label these people and demonize these people. But what they don't say, the same person that's standing up there is the same person that's making sure that the fentanyl and all the other dope continues to stay on the streets. That's a fact. I wish it weren't the fact, but it is a fact. So yes, it needs to stop. Yes, it's a killer. Athens, Alabama, in Limestone County, they had to take a school bus and convert it into a morgue because the bodies were stacking up like flies because of this cheap dope. And folks, I don't. As soon as it clears up one little area, it's going to pop up somewhere else, and that's what we're talking about. And the people that speak the truth and talk about this stuff and calling out who in the hell's doing it are the ones they're coming after. They're not going after these criminals. No, they're going after people like me. They can't get enough of it. And who knows what the hell they're telling people. I could care less. But I can tell you that, Rebecca, you were exposing these cops, and by God, you spoke your mind. They hate the Constitution. They hate you for trying to dare exercise that God-given birthright. You dared exercise it, told them where to get the hell off, and they showed you, didn't they? And you got attorneys and all this stuff to make it look right. But folks, this Swiss cheese ain't got shit on the holes that's in her case. I'm talking holes that Stevie Wonder, Charles, Ray Charles, any of them can see.
Let's just say it like this: they had their chance, they had their turn, okay, and they won their initial little victory. But this one that's coming up is going to silence all of them.
Yeah.
So we're not worried about none of that. I just want to insert this real quick. I want to let the people know that are watching this and my enemies who are watching this. I want to let y'all know I have forgiven everybody that was involved in this, and I pray for y'all. I do. I pray that you guys turn away from your wicked ways and turn to Jesus Christ because you need him. Because if you don't, you're going to hell, and I do not.
For those that have already sold their soul to the devil, that ship has sailed. So be that as it may, she's able to forgive just as I am. And I'm going to tell you how I'm able to do it, because God does it through me, honey. It ain't Richard Moore doing it. God does it through me. God does it through. If it wasn't for him, I'm telling you, You know, it's just people.
We wouldn't be able to do it on our own.
That's right. I've been, and I don't blame anything on God. People they'd be quick to blame God, but and I am a work in progress, and I say I'm satisfied. I continue to be a work in progress. People get it confused. They're Christians, they're lame and they're weak and they're gullible and naive and maybe these going to these fake churches, okay? And but for those that don't, make it clear, make that mistake about me. I'm still a work in progress. Okay, so if you slap me, I'm gonna try my best to beat the damn wisdom teeth out of your head. Yeah, I'll pray for you. I'm not there on that turn the other cheek yet. I told you now. So he's still working on me. So don't get that confused. But just know that that's what's ahead of me, and while other people are busy ignoring their mountains of sin and problems and crimes, the way they get clear of their conscience temporarily is by projecting that, deflecting it, and putting it on somebody else. Well, they're doing this, and you have to be pointing finger, folks. They're always telling you what they're really doing.
It's because the police and the government, the DAs, the judges, everybody that's involved in this kind of stuff, they hide behind their badges and their oaths that they break every day. And they think that they are in power, but the thing is that they're not looking ahead. They're not looking ahead to what's going to happen to them as a result of this, not only in the world to come, but in this world. Because I'm telling you, in my case, I'm going to see justice in the land of the living. Everything that I'm telling you is in the Word of God, and that's what I'm standing on. I'm not looking at my circumstances. I'm walking by faith and not by sight.
Right.
And I hear y'all laughing at me. I hear some of y'all laughing at me. But guess what? You're not going to be laughing when this is done, because God says, vengeance is mine, I will repay. So when I took my hand off of it and I stepped back and I decided to forgive y'all, guess what happened? Now it's God is going to come after y'all.
And folks, this is not penitentiary religion. I don't want anybody to get, got that penitentiary religion. Let me tell you something.
You know what? Let them
if that's the case with anybody, let me clear up and speak for those people. If that's the case with anybody, and if it took life in a penitentiary, whether they were innocent or guilty, for them to get right with God and save their soul from burning in eternal hell, what's wrong with that picture? And who are you to be trying to label their way to the cross of Calvary? And let me tell you, those people that are saying that are the very people that are lost. That are putting on this fake deal, going to a fake church, and all this fake Masonic Eastern Star bullshit, and God ain't never been there. I had neither, but neither is God. So that's I just want to say that because I know that you've probably heard that, Rebecca. You've heard other people say it, and if those families that's got loved ones in there, look, I understand. Rebecca understands, and I'm sure.
Just to say that the people that don't believe or whatever that I'm a changed person, I'm gonna tell you what. You guys are gonna see a difference in me when I walk out of here. You're not gonna recognize me. So I don't have to defend myself. God will defend me.
Right. I've changed as well. Listen, I've changed well. The old me would have. Given a criminal perpetrator trying to elbow their way into my life 1,000 chances. The new me, you might want to think about somebody else.
God's giving you discernment.
Yeah, I'll get you quicker. I'll get you quicker. I promise you, because I don't have time for it. It's a full-time job doing what we do here, and
absolutely,
that is exactly what it is. I'm not going to stop doing it. I'm not going to stop telling it open housetop the truth of what's really going on. And the truth in a lot of cases is uncomfortable, isn't it, Rebecca? It is.
But when you have faith in God, you can walk through anything.
Absolutely.
Right?
And let me tell you, that who you are today and who anybody else are. Let me tell you who you are. That matters. If whoever God is, what God defines you as, Rebecca, is what matters. And if you're one of His, honey, it's all good. That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Thank you, Richard, for giving me the chance.
I appreciate it, y'all. I'm gonna have the links to your channel on there, Rebecca. We've got people praying. Y'all continue to pray, and we're gonna have you back on here again real soon. I talked to Rebecca just not several times a week, but we're gonna get back on here again soon. Okay.
Thank you. God bless you, Richard.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Love y'all. Thank you.
Bye. Well, there you go. There you go, folks. Rebecca Baumgardner. I got my music is trying to stop me. Rebecca Baumgardner has been in Greenville, Mississippi, and Delta State Correctional Facility, Mississippi Department of Corrections, for 3 years, trying to walk down a 24 mandatory year sentence. Her crime, I've got the playlist, and I encourage you to go back and look at some of those videos where I've gone into detail, a great detail, about her case and how a complete lie, a complete manufactured set of circumstances. Just one little part of it is true, and the rest of it is a lie. It's all a lie. And that's the way it works. It's not, we're going to start a hoax or start some kind of rumor, mix a little truth in there to make the lie palatable. That used to be the way of the liar. But now it is, if a man with a badge is proclaiming it, then it's the truth. Okay? The unadulterated truth. Unless he's talking about one of his own, then he's one of those bad apples, and he's ostracized and destroyed. And so goes the rest of the world. But I encourage you to go back and look at that. And since I've known Rebecca since the onset of this channel 5 years ago, and I've been targeted, incarcerated in the last 5 years. I couldn't tell you what. I mean, just it's whatever they want to make up and throw you in jail, no bond, and then finally when they've through with you, time served, and you nobody takes the time to find out what really happened. But anyway, it's we haven't stopped, and she's not going to stop. But since we have started broadcasting this about Rebecca, we've the other channels on YouTube have picked up her story, and there's other channels that are working on some things right now on Rebecca's story. So I'm not going to mention their channel, but Don Andre Investigation, or Don Andre Investigates. Hey, if you're not familiar with Don's channel, I encourage you to go over there. And I've had several conversations with him, and he's real good at what he does. He's very articulate, and he's got good stuff. So if you hadn't checked his channel out, do that. And he's got an interview, lengthy interview he did with Rebecca as well, and that's it's all good stuff. I want to welcome our new members, to our people that and welcome back some of our old, not members, but subscribers. This is not about members, obviously, but we do have members only, and that gets you access to exclusive content. That's how we pay the bills. We're 100% supported by our listeners, viewers, and followers. Those links are in my link tree. So for those that hadn't been around a while, it's if you want to take a stand with USAGSA, it's imperative that you continue to help us share our content. And of course, I welcome your comments down there below in the link tree in the description of this video. If you want to take a stand with us, You can become a patron on Patreon. Get in there free, but you can be a paying patron on Patreon and do your part. Also, there's a link in there to my Substack, where I've written extensively about these corrupt programs, their tactics, and who's doing it, and why they're doing it, and the very evil and sinister repercussions of these programs. It's happening in plain sight in your community. It's those things that are going on that you couldn't quite put your finger on. I put my finger on it, and we exposed it. I just released an article today about the DARE program, Just Say No. And if you want to get a peek on that program, what they were really doing and what they continue to do, it was never about turning children against drugs. All the studies and all the statistics and all the numbers prove right the opposite. That if a child attended and participated in their program, they were more likely to get on dope than one that had never been in it. That's across the board, folks. If that's what it was meant to do. But read all about that in my Substack. And that's, and again, if you want to get in touch with me, my contact me to get in touch with. I might be the quickest, but it's there's a lot of people that reaches out, and I expect that. I don't despise that at all. So we've had a good July. We'll end with that. A busy July. We've in the last 28 days, last time I checked this morning, just with YouTube, and this doesn't include other platforms that I'm on, but just with YouTube. Last 28 days, we've had 1.3 million views. And so that's, so thank you to those out there that took the time. And we've gained several 1,000 subscribers as well. And we're grateful for all that. That tells us a lot of things. People want to see truth. They're interested in justice, and they're interested in hearing the stories and seeing what has been hidden and covered up for too long. And we don't do anything with conspiracies here. Talk about aliens or what shaped the earth in, or anything else that might require me to take a trip to Area 51. Not saying it's not there, and all that. What I'm saying is, I'll end it with this quote: to understand the world, one must understand Mississippi first. And that is from William Faulkner, of course, a native of Oxford, Mississippi. Folks, let me hear from you. Rebecca's contact information, her channel is in the description. Until next time, God bless you.
Fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy.